What's going on, ladies and gents? Today, we are here with the AI Visionaries Network. We have a segment called AI for Breakfast. We are going to release some great information for you guys. Steve is going to rock you guys out today. And without further ado, let's get started. Steve, take it away.
Appreciate it. So let me start. So last night I watched the Oprah Winfrey um, interview she had regarding AI. So if you guys haven't seen it, the playback is on Hulu. It's definitely a good watch. She interviewed, Bill Gates was on there, Sam Altman, just a multitude of people. And I think there was enough insight for you it's not going to talk over your head. So, and they brought in some guys, the guy who created the scrolling mechanism, they brought him in, and he was more of sense of urgency. Like, when they set out to build these technologies, they didn't know what it was going to morph into. So just really a call to action for us to really understand like how this technology is going to, affect us in the future. And no one really even knows it, even the guys that are building it. So a lot of talk around regulations and biases and things like that. And it's, I'm still, the verdict is still out on this technology. So you guys are in the right place. I want to thank everybody who has been taking these courses. The engagement has been high. The comments on the pages are incredible. We wanted to make sure that it was easy to follow initially. And I'm hoping, even just one of the lessons in the beginner's course that kind of showed you the AI tools we currently use now that you may have not known, Amazon, Netflix, Google Maps, predictive typing, like all of this stuff has been around for a very long time. And then just understanding that the technology has been here since 1950. So again, thank you guys for partaking in those courses. Now, business at hand. We just launched a new course today, and we just linked it. So when you go, if you don't see it, you can log out and log back in. And we ordered it for you. So the sort order that you see it in is start here, and then that should be the way that you take the courses. That the new course is called AI Evolution, exploring the 5 levels of the open AI model. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I want you guys to partake in it first, and then in our next talk we can then bring that back up again. But it's basically showing you the open AI model, which is the guys that power Chat GPT, and kind of the different levels that they want to get to. So there's 5 levels. We're right around level 2 and 3. We connected with how long, it took a minute to get from level 1 to level 2, but now they're saying that for 2 to go to 3, and then 3 to go to 4, and then 5, eventually they're going to start to close the gap. And I just want you guys to process all 5 levels. I gave a breakdown at the end of what I think. This is just for me coming as a serial entrepreneur, just seeing the last level, and it just didn't really sit well with me. But there is immense opportunity that's here for people. And I think the more training we have, the better position that we could be in. Right. And this is what the Visionary Network is all about. So that will segue right into when you guys get to the 7 free courses and the NVIDIA. I was working on a product that I wanted to put out before you got to that point, and it's out today. So I just sent everybody a notification, and you should have it. We'll drop the Champ if you want to drop the link to them there. So what we did was we created a AI impact report. So it's personalized to your industry. All right. So what do I mean by that? It is going to provide you data for where you can pretty much just start, right? Because I think giving you guys the 7 free courses, if anybody went into them, of course, when you go to Google, there's various amounts of courses that they offer. When you go into IBM and Intel, it's not just one course per company. It becomes a rabbit hole at that point now. So I felt that we needed to usher you guys in correctly. So what the AI Impact Report does is it allows you to run a personalized report that Champ and I be doing, and it's going to give you AI's impact. So it kind of plays off of the teaser of the top 5 industries that are being impacted, but this is going to go into your particular job role or a job role that you want to attain. right? So it doesn't have, if you don't want to stay at your current job, I wouldn't run a report on that. But if you want to see what opportunities lie at your current job or another industry that you've been thinking about, then this is going to give you AI's impact on that industry, the new roles and job opportunities, how to stay relevant, upskilling courses. So in the upskilling courses, guys, we're giving you the exact courses that the employers are looking for in order for you to put on your resume. The top employers in your field, if that even matters to you, if you're going to stay at the company, then of course you want to upskill within that company and show them that you have these things. And then we also ran potential salaries. Okay. The thing with the salaries is depending on the industry you're in, those jobs may not even be to market at the moment. So if we can't find the data on that part, and we kind of put an asterisk on that, then we just won't deliver it. But if we do have the data, then we'll tell you what the positions are, the name of the positions, the skills you need, right? The direct links to the courses. I'm just telling you, this is a super time saver. And it's also going to give you a glimpse into the future of where you're at, right? So you can get it and see that maybe I'm not interested in that, right? So then you can then start to make better informed decisions. So I would run the impact report for yourself, for your spouse, maybe even for your children that are in college right now, waiting to get into an industry. You know, this is what I call the foundation of the AI Visionaries Network, this report. Okay. Because we could sit here and speculate. You know, it's not like the jobs are giving you guys warnings as they're building things, depending on where you're at in the food chain. There's a lot of things that stay inter-office, C-level, C-suite level people or employees. So it's not going to trickle all the way down in a memo to you. Now, if you're paying attention at work, you can see certain automations, you can see certain changes, because that's what companies are doing now. Is they're the first phase of it is, okay, let's introduce AI to the organization or automation, but let's help it work alongside of people, right? So that's phase one. Now, once they start to do that, you start to look at Amazon. Amazon's been automated for a while. So this the warehouse situation, you know, we were just talking to our content writer this morning. He was like, you know, that's been going for over a decade now. You know, so when you're seeing the headlines with the layoffs and things like that, it's jarring, but this has been happening, right? And for somebody that's packing and shipping and putting labels on things, like, come on, guys, you know, we got to see the writing on the wall. Yeah. So Amazon's going through a lot of massive layoffs. I'm going to say something like 750,000 robots that just came and they were just deployed. I'm talking about robots that are lifting over 900 pounds. You feel what I'm saying? So just think about the impact of that. So if you run your own business, just think about the workers' comp insurance that you pay. You could eliminate that. No one gets hurt. It's a robot. You know, the lawsuits that happen within these companies, right? Just off of injury, whether it be real or fake. So there's a lot of bottom line costs that is, you know, even for me as someone who runs and starts organizations, you look at everything as bottom line. You understand? Where you could have a cashier open 24 hours and they never call out on you. So now it's a matter of just that human behavior being molded. And it slowly, I'm bringing up all my stuff at the registers and I'm paying the same amount. And now where I live, they're not even giving you bags. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just fall in line with the way just things are. And it just is. So please, the AI Impact Report, take a look at it. I'm telling you, this is a good start point because it will eliminate you having to go through this rabbit hole of, I'm talking about just the 7 courses. When I counted, I stopped at like 75. So there's a whole bunch of verticals within those organizations, whether they be paid or non-paid. I just don't want anybody wasting their time. You know, you get the skill set on something that you don't know how it's going to benefit you in the future. So you don't just take any certification course and put it on your resume. It has to be particular to that position. So that's what the AI Impact Report is going to give you. And again, guys, we're going to have we just launched an affiliate program for the blueprint document. We're going to do the same thing for the Visionary Network. We should probably early next week. So once you run your report first, this is an opportunity to share this with your friends, family, coworkers, right? So if you ran a report and it's particular to your industry, and of course you have coworkers, And if you're friends with them, share the report with them. Now, if you want to share it with them for free and you paid for it, that's your prerogative. If you want to become an affiliate and you just want to send them a link to say, hey, listen, this is a heads up, guys, I'm telling you, this is the ultimate cheat code right now. In the way that we're compiling the information, in the way that we're delivering it to you to be able to systematically just see it, we're just here to save you time. You can possibly do all these searches yourself if you want to, but we're in this industry building it out, from the ground up. So we have different advantages. We have different tools at our disposal. We're in conversations with a lot of AI intellects, I would call. We're going to start to bring them on the platform, but I didn't want to start the over talking until we got caught up to speed with like kind of what this is. So I'm excited about this one. And again, if you were a little confused around the 5 NVIDIA and then the 7 free courses, I can understand the confusion in it, because once you get into it, it's like, all right, where do I start?
Right.
So this product answers the question of where do you start? And then at some point, we're probably going to work on some packages. So if you want to buy more than one, of course, there'll be some discounts applied to it. So that way it's just affordable for you to run multi. But for now, it's $97 for each report. And then, for anybody that purchases, we will, I'm working on a coupon now. So anyone that purchases will get a 50% off their next purchase. Okay. So that's a promotion that we're looking to get in case you want to jump in and grab another report. Now, here's the thing to think about. Anyone who's an Academy student, you're going to get a notification on the Academy side once this call is over. Don't pay the $97. You guys have a special price for being an Academy monthly enrollment. So you're going to save $50 or $40. Yeah. So you're at, let me confirm that actually. Champ, if you want to just pour in a little bit to them.
Yeah. So I was sitting back actually watching how this AI thing was kind of developing and how it was impacting everybody. So first things first, I said I have to do a deep dive myself. Steve hates when I do deep dives if it's like a time waster, but if it's something that is going to pour into the greater, he's all for it, right? So I started looking into just one. My background was outside of tactical was in logistics, so I started looking at supply chains and how efficient things are supposed to move from point A to point B, etc. Right. So I'm looking at how AI and this technology is impacting that industry, the workers, right? All the way up from your supply clerks, all the way up to, like Steve said, your C-suite guys. And when I was going through some of these courses, even down to the AI made simple, it's free, right? That course opened up my eyes a lot because it gives you a basis. Once you have your basis, now you can expand. Everything else is just stacking on top of the foundation. So strongly, I encourage everybody to go in and actually take the courses, dive in, lock in, stay focused on them. And you can take this as many times as you want. The courses aren't long. They don't take a long time to complete. But it is foundational information that'll get you started, and it'll give you a different vantage before you start jumping into these additional courses. And then Steve, he came up with the idea for the AI report, and it tied into what I was looking into already, the deep dive of how it's going to impact everybody in the chain. So this report is extremely important because it's going to give you literally a roadmap of how to get to where you're trying to go within an organization or something that's aspirational, something else that you're trying to get into. So I strongly urge everybody to get into them. It is a level of priority you guys need to apply to this stuff.
Okay. All right. So I got it. So it's $40 off the 97. So the Academy students, you're going to get it for 57. I actually just posted it and tagged everyone. So you should have an email alert, and it's in announcements inside of Skyton enrollment. Okay. So you guys have that access to it. All right. And that's always going to be your price no matter how much you order. So the 50% off is not going to apply to you guys off of the already discounted price, just to be clear. All right. This is for the non-Academy students. with the 50 off. So understand, guys. So I'm giving it to the 50% on the second report is going to be for the first 30 people that order. All right. You're going to get a personalized code. It's going to be for a one-time use. So use it wisely. Think this through. Don't just rush trying to put an industry in. If you know what your industry is and you're looking to stay there and you have how many more years left of retirement, then I would position that. But I would utilize a second or even a third report for your children or friends or family members at the end of the day. Guys, you have to understand what's happening in this industry. And even watching the Oprah situation, it's already getting out of hand. Even in watching like Sam Altman's, just pay attention to like his demeanor, his body language, his eyes tearing up, her calling him the most powerful man in the world and him not even acknowledging that this is not what this guy's here for, but he has a runaway train. He's at the helm of that. So I think for us to stay calm, it's not even a storm, to be honest with you. It's just a matter of just knowledge is going to get us through this at the end of the day, right? The quote, it's better to look ahead and be prepared than to look back and regret. So that's it. Okay. So the next topic at hand is this blueprint situation. I'm releasing a video today. You guys can probably go, for the people that purchased it, you can go back to it. And there's going to be some new videos in there just to show you how to unpack it. Right. And then I also just added yesterday the 30 industries. So you have the PDF that gives you all the slides, and there's some links to download the 30 industries in there. I just pulled the 30 industries out of that also and just made it a standalone. So when you get to the lesson that gives you'll have two documents, the PDF with the valuable information that we went over, and then you'll have the just the 30 industries by itself. So that way, if you needed to just print out a particular section. The one thing I want you guys to focus on is when you get this agency situation, it's not about starting an agency now. This is about just having the knowledge of the various industries that you can go into. Highlight the top 3 that you want to look at. I'm noticing a lot of people want to go in the chat box. That seems to be, when I'm looking at the membership questions, that seems to be everybody's top situation. Chat boxes, I just spoke to, our guy on the phone this morning. We had a meeting at 9, and he was telling me that, their chat boxes can go, and they're working in different industries. I'm not going to share what the industry is, but we're talking about north of $75,000. This is what some of these companies are paying, right? When you start to get into the mom and pop situation, you can charge anywhere from as low as $250 with $50 monthly enrollment. Like you could really make this a thing with the chat box. Chat boxes are taking away the email world. Okay. Customers do not, no one's interested in sending the email and waiting for a reply back. You get into these chat boxes, you integrate with them, you ask questions, they give you information. So we're working on one for the Academy now. How do we sign up? What courses should we take? What, those type of questions, we're building it out for that. So that way we're having conversation with all our students. The next phase after we release that is we're going to have a chat box course, right? For you guys to be able to get in, get trained. There's also that business aspect of it that I know there's a lot of people that need assistance on. So we have a business mastery course coming up where you'll be able to, set up LLC and just some of the basic functions. But I think the real key to it is just having me at the helm of this situation, helping you guys and guiding you through. I've been doing this for 30 years. So of course I'm new to content creation, right? Because I just had to adopt that title. I had no clue I was going to be a content creator when I started to build these verticals. So, I'm going to share a lot of insightful stories about what Champ and I do on a daily basis. I'm going to be very transparent with you guys about what I've done in the past, the skill set that's able to transcribe into the future. And that's the thing, guys, you need a toolbox, and you need as much tools in it as possible, right? I get that these new tools, as great as they are, the part that just kind of has me questioning a lot of things is there's not a lot of critical thinkers anymore in the world. So when you have this technology that can give you everything the way that you can say it, right? It doesn't build any more critical thinkers. It actually diminishes that skill set. Okay. So just pay attention to level 5 in the new course that we just dropped today. I'll just tell you, it is there to replace organizations. All right. And then just listen to my breakdown at the end. And I definitely want to I'm going to bring you guys on next week and let's just have conversation, right? Because outside of us getting trained in this group, I want to start having open dialogue with each other, right? So we can see how everybody's feeling. Because I have my own insights and that's just coming from my world. And I don't think like most people, so I really want to learn what most people are feeling. What are you thinking about this? There's immense opportunity here. I'm telling you that now. I would say within the next 5 years is going to be the greatest opportunity to create a lot of wealth, right? In industries. After that, it's just like say it and go, right? You could literally be at the beach, start a business, and then it goes online and it starts to just generate things for you. I don't know how much quality it's going to offer. It's almost like having a million Chinese restaurants on the same block. It's like, all right, eventually we're going to price cut each other. It kind of all tastes the same. It all looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So relying on this machine to run your life. When do you ever? And now we're going back to the convenience situation I talked about. Convenience is stripping people of a lot of innate abilities to do things on their own. I'm using it every day. It's super convenient for what I'm using it for, but it doesn't. My chats and the way I integrate will never be smarter than who I built myself up to be. It just can't happen. And if it does get that smart, I'm cool with it because at that point I have a co-pilot. That's how I'm seeing it. But to think that I need something around me that's going to cut out my ability to think is not what I'm looking forward to. And I wouldn't want anybody to go down that road either. All right. I'm hearing a lot of chatter in the Black political world with, you know, integrating this technology and how they include us in the inherent biases that go on in this. And I'm just telling you that when you start to hear it, I'm going to drop an article today, John Hope Bryant, and I'll give you my take on it. But he compared it to the automobile industry when we went from horse and carriage. And I'm like, all right, I get it, but this one's a little bit like, this one's a
Yeah.
little more jarring, right? It's affecting everything. The car situation, the transportation, yes, it did open up a wealth of opportunity. Of course, the guy with the horse and buggy is probably still crying if he didn't create a car. So um, I want to bring that into full circle and start having conversations with that. So we're going to have days, breakfast talks where it's just conversational, and then we'll have the topics beforehand. We'll send you the articles so that way everybody could be involved in the conversation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So throughout the week, guys, I was heavy all week on posting and adding everybody just to make sure that you're getting these alerts. I just really want to keep you guys active in this group. I think the minute that you fall out of being active in AI is the minute that every second is growing. So it's not going to help us to not keep the momentum going until we're all sitting in a space of delivering and assisting other people with systems. And we're all just, at the end of the day, guys, I get it. We all have to make money to live. But training, seeing yourself as a trainer gives you more confidence to know that you're not just doing this for money at the end of the day. Because it's the obvious, like we got to get paid.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to get paid for being an early adopter and understanding how this technology works. You're also going to get rewarded for bringing this to the culture, right? For that mom and pop business that just can't wrap their head around it. Why wait for Amazon and Google and all those guys to give them an easy access to just say, press here? That's what's going to happen. And then all the opportunity that we had is going to be gone when these giants finally decide to just get to the bottom feeders.
Press that
Right.
button. Yep.
So let's position ourselves. I'm going to show you how I'm going to work the chat boxes. I told you my goal is 1,000 chat boxes before the end of first quarter next year at whatever price. Right. If I want to apply $1 million mark to that, then so be it. You'll be on this ride and you'll watch me go at it like a madman. I already have 5 clients just waiting on me at this point now. Right. And those 5 clients get easily paid. $2,500 each. And that's just a pay you own model. But then there's the pay and you manage model. So now I can charge $1,500 setup fee, and then I could also charge you $50 a month. But what you have to understand is, as a business owner, to have this machine working for us and selling, right? That's the thing about these chat boxes. It's not about answering a question about, well, how do I update my credit card? No, This is about things that can assist in upselling. So when you start to learn the script of human behavior, when you start to understand that person's business, that's where the value comes into play. And I can have guys, once I get it down packed, I could be charging you $500 a month if I want to, because it can give you a 10x multiple, where just from that, you're making upwards of $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And Champ and I, you know this, with the ManyChat, the triggers we use on Instagram,
Yep.
start to have conversations with people through triggers, that becomes a sales team. You understand? So the days of having to bring in 5, 6, 10 sales guys that need to go around and just try to sell your product it's over. You can literally automate that process. So what's the value of that? You were giving these guys base salary and possibly commission at the end of the day. Now you don't have to do that. The machine doesn't care to be paid once you buy the software. So that's where we're at. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I'm keeping it light on you guys. So these calls are going to be definitely under an hour. I'm shooting for like half hour, cold, hard stop, and then we could open it up to Q&A. How's everybody feeling with this? I'm seeing that you guys are going through the courses. I'm seeing the comments, but let's hear it from people. You could raise your hand and we'll go from there. And Champ, you could kind of get everybody on.
Gotcha.
And I'm here for it all, good, bad, or indifferent.
Twitty, I'm gonna scroll up because there's no new questions in here. Twitty had a question. He said these reports are created with AI. He's asking.
So he's asking if they're created with AI.
Yes.
So it's a combination of two, right? So you, of course, Google. I'm taking a lot of data from like PricewaterhouseCooper. A lot of when you look inside of the industry book, we had pulled data and facts from companies and organizations that have been watching AI since the beginning of time, 20 years of data. Okay. And then the other thing too is, so AI can give you some overall arching information, but when it comes down to the courses, those are going to job boards, and then seeing what employers are looking for now and what those salaries are. So no, it's a combination of AI and work in connecting dots.
Absolutely.
Remember, guys, AI is only going to give you what people actually input in there. So I don't want you guys to think that this AI thing is like the holy grail and it's just this is where you go for all your information, right? That's like saying then you'll never read a book again, which creates inspiration, which tells real life stories. You understand? So we're not to the point where this thing understands the emotions of people, is connecting every single dot correctly, right? We may think it is, but if you're not a critical thinker, you can see how it misses on some things. And they'll tell you at the end of the prompts, they just say, listen, basically do your own research.
We make mistakes, yeah.
Right. So that's the part. I'm not looking to make mistakes. I'm still old school with my approach and just how I create everything that I give you guys, and even everything that we do for our organization is not like just being spit out by AI and stuff like that. This is why we like to come on here and, AI can't give me these talking points when I'm talking for 2-3 hours. I'm not like AI. What should I talk about?
Right.
I'm not that guy. You know it because my language is wild.
Large language models.
But good question, Tweety.
Yeah. Are you using Gary? Gary said, are you using large language models?
Yeah, I'm actually training in that now.
Yeah.
So there's two types of AI. There's the systems with creating the models, and then there's the models that you could already integrate in that's already been created. So I'm burning the candle from two ends. Mm-hmm. Am I looking to create a situation right now? I have a few ideas, but it takes immense amount of time. Do I think we need better representation in these AI models? Go ask ChatGPT right now if you had the paid version. Provide me a picture of a man sitting on a bench with a hoodie on. I've been doing a lot of these processes too with ChatGPT, and everything has been like a white male. Everything has been a white female. And then you have to ask for a colored person or a multi-ethnical person, and it's like it's not hitting correctly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel that there still is a need for the culture to have their own large language machine learning that speaks to who we are. You know, I have a lot of holistic people in here. You come on, that AI is not, you know, it'll give you some overviews, but there's a lot of things that are closed off. There's a lot of copyrights in books. That information is not even in those AI models yet. So we're not fully there. We're definitely not fully there. And Twitty, this is a good industry, and I know why you're in here, because you're here to buy businesses underserved. You're here to, you know, bring in more capital and infuse this technology in there. So you're in the right spot. And I think, and we need to talk offline too, Twitty, because even us just working together on those models to help the to help you sell these businesses or give people access to information that could keep them better informed of what they can do with the business.
And scale it. Yep.
Right. So let's talk about that. What we got?
Overlord, does the course involve being technical or learning some code skills? No. No, in terms of the AI report, that's essentially going to be the roadmap for the industry that you're currently in. It's going to give you a couple pointers, but definitely I want you to visit that website, and I'll drop it again for everybody. But it's going to give you the the impact of AI on the industry, job losses, new roles, how to stay relevant, upskilling, salaries, top employers in that industry. It's like a
Now you don't have
blueprint.
to run it down. At this point, the email is out.
Yeah.
You know, we've posted the information. The website is there, guys. I want you guys to. I don't want to over talk it. I want you guys to see it for what it is, and just make your own informed decision at this point.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're sitting in the industry, for all my healthcare workers, it's time for you guys to figure things out, because that is one of the industries where it needs the most updating to date.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any feedback on the courses?
No feedback yet. Yeah, guys, definitely leave some feedback in the comments. Any questions, concerns, good, bad, and different, drop it in the chat so we can address it. And
We had a hand raised.
the courses, that was Ralph.
Yeah, let him go.
Ralph, go ahead and unmute.
What's going on, y'all?
All right, what's going on?
Just wanted to say, amazing course. I've been taking the course today weekend, like we say, AI for breakfast. After this meeting, I'm gonna go do some more, watch some more of those videos. But I wanted to also piggyback on what you were saying, how, don't rely on AI. You gotta be critical thinking. I want to emphasize also prompt engineering. If anybody is doing their own, getting into the AI and automation, becoming a good prompt engineer and learning how to, talk to those machines is another great way to stay ahead of the curve. And there's a lot of product going on. And also wanted to say that NVIDIA really big right now, pushing on the healthcare side of AI. When I come back from the conference in October, I'll have some more stuff to talk to you guys about what they have going on. But just
So
wanted to
Ralph,
come in.
just in a short, because we see you in the comments. Just tell us what you're doing, what your company is doing, and how you're getting
Okay.
access to this.
So I'm on the corporate side of healthcare company. What basically the healthcare company, they just acquired hospitals, a whole chain of hospitals, different area. They are one of top two of the biggest companies. So basically, I work in the IT department. We work for integration of automation, and right now we're pushing to be doing all the data in the cloud, and also get rid of all the primary thing when you come to ER whatsoever, the paperwork of getting you in. We already automated that, and we already working on a few apps that are working on getting rid of the nurses that start the admission and also the nurses that do the closing when you're leaving all the talk. You know how when you leaving and then the nurse just rush thing through. Now we're gonna have a virtual nurse that will take their time with you, that will talk to you, explain everything, any question you have, and they'll be here. But the nurse will not be physically there, but they'll be virtually there. So that way, the bedside nurse can focus their thing on healthcare, on taking care of you, and that's one thing. And the other part is the data transformation and using AI intelligence to know how we can prevent some cancer, we can prevent some disease, or we can help and create some new medication. This is the new route we're going with a company they just acquired called Augment X. That's all I can say. But those are a few things we're doing, and I could say more, but we're recording right now. Maybe when we go blackout we can talk more, but that's as far as I can say right now.
Wow, that's interesting. That's incredible.
So this is part of what we talk about with community and sharing of information. So the more people we bring in here, the more stories, whether it be success or whatever. It's just am I moving?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
Ralph is definitely dropping a lot of knowledge in the discussions. Don't cheat yourself on the discussions, guys. Just make it a thing to come in here on a daily basis, or when we send out an alert, to at least check it out and engage with it.
Yeah.
Next month, maybe November, we'll start on that leaderboard situation. Every top of the month, there's going to be points given, and you kind of see it. You have different levels. So we'll break down what those levels mean. Every time you like something, you comment, you start a discussion, you get a certain amount of points, and then we're going to start to incentivize those people who are the most engaged to just to kind of acknowledge them, and whether it be discounts or offering them free situations or early access. We're going to start to do that, because we definitely have to acknowledge that. I posted the other day all the people, and I didn't put your email addresses, but just showing other people, there's people that got the certifications already from the AI Made Simple, and I was happy to see that. So it
Yeah.
does show me that you guys are engaged, and there's a ton of comments on each one of the lessons. So we'll go to Ruth in a second, but before we do Ruth, the NVIDIA course, the 5, you get to a point, and I'll address this in a video, we have to update it, where it asks you for an organization. Of course, Skyton Academy is not on there. None of our companies are on there. So what I've done is I've just picked random corporations for now, because they're missing a whole lot of corporations too. So it's up to you to discern and figure out which corporation you want to put. It's not going to tie you to anything from the research that I've done. But again, these are just free courses. I'm sure when you start to elevate within NVIDIA, then you're going to get into the paid things. And Ralph, there's a lot of paid courses on their side too, right?
Yes, there's a lot of paid courses. I was just writing in the chat. Once you create a developer account, which is free, that's where you start getting your courses. You get a free paid courses. They give you a free paid courses to start. And then there's a lot of free courses on there as well too. And then sign up for the newsletter, because they keep sending updated newsletter on what's going on in what certain industry. That's how I know about all these different healthcare things. I'll start dropping some of these newsletters as well too in the group. But yes, there's a lot of free stuff in there. And even if they don't have it, read between the line. Sometimes they talk about a company that they partner with. If you go on that company, you will get some other free courses as well too, on things that are related to these as well. So just wanted to say that.
And what are you seeing from a pay grade? What's happening with the pay now? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing for people
Like
that?
salary wise,
Yeah.
it's increasing. Actually, it's starting at 100K. Um, a, a lot of these, like for example, at my company, a year ago, before when as soon as OpenAI came, we banned it from the whole company. That was a year ago. Um, I think a few months ago, we are using Copilot from what do you call it? From Microsoft. So we're doing Copilot. And then we are working now. I told you guys that my CEO met with the NVIDIA company already that showed them about the imaging that generate Gen AI imaging in the healthcare and all these things that are coming and the excitement of that. And so there is a lot coming. And when I put now, a year ago when I put AI and automation, I was just getting quality engineer automation, like manual automation. Now I'm getting multi-language. I'm getting large language model. And then now they're talking about all these different AI automation they already been doing on certain side of the company that I can't really talk about right now, but there is some great stuff they already did. Like Steve said, that's why I keep pushing. You guys need to learn those stories. But like Steve said, AI has been here for years, and I've seen it in my company because they've been doing these AI and large language model for years. They just could not implement it in the world because that wasn't it. So
Right.
now it's coming to fruition, and they want to be part of it as in on the forefront. So they're buying companies, buying stake in companies, because when they do partner with NVIDIA, it's gonna be a multi-year licensing, and they're gonna whatever they're gonna push out, and it's gonna be a lot of the discovery they do, they put it out there for the public for free, but they make the money before that. So we're in for a wild ride, and you guys are on the right path. Automation and the chatbot is key, 100%.
Mm,
Yeah,
that was good.
that's where it's at, guys.
Yeah.
That's a big economy serving up right now. Trust me, I'm a glorified sales guy too, right? Because that's what we're building these organizations for, and I'm working through that stuff. English, philosophy, psychology, understanding human behavior. I didn't take any of those, but I've been around a lot of people. I listen to what people say, and I've been doing this for 30 years. So I've had clients that span from healthcare products all the way to, now in my teaching role and everything in between. So it's amazing. Ruth, what you got for us?
Miss Ruth, I'm going to ask you to unmute for me.
Right. Good morning, everybody.
Grand Rising.
So I work in the healthcare field, and I'm a therapist, so I'm a frontline clinical person. And I agree with Steve. We healthcare workers, we really need to get involved in this AI movement because IT and the business people who are like nurses, but they're more on the business side of it, they're helping to implement these programs, not realizing how it impacts the daily clinical workflow, because these automations are really wreaking havoc on our clinic, like causing the clinical delays because people really don't, understand. And some of these upgrades happen over the weekend. So then you come in Monday morning to a totally different automated system where patients are not familiar how to check in. So if the patient can't check into the clinic, then that, basically backs the entire clinic up.
Yeah.
And then Ralph made a point about the NVIDIA courses. And thanks for those, Ralph, because when I went through there, I also noticed at the bottom, there's an option if you have a student that goes to HBCU where they can sign up for the newsletter.
Ruth, you find these things, Ruth.
Mhm. Yeah.
She spots things like nobody can see. That's good.
Super.
Right. And the thing about that too, Ruth, remember, they know how intellectual we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know it as a collective, not saying that people on this call don't know. So this is why you would see those opportunities. They need more people engaging with the machine because that's going to
Right.
a greater product, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I say
Right.
we create our own. Just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
There
Right.
still is a need for good soul food restaurants, not Ruth Chris that's selling fried chicken now.
Right.
And they're frying the hell out of chicken in a lot of these restaurants that aren't black owned now. So it's one of those things. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you. You definitely look for all before moving forward. So that's a good skill set that you have, and you'll be perfect in this world because it's all about the details and where to find information. So thank you for that.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're trying to get into just reading through the comments, making sure we yeah, Dwayne, for sure. I appreciate that comment. So yeah, if you're within a company and they're already, giving you verticals and things like that, you got to start taking advantage of it. But again, the report for somebody like Dwayne, he may be good, but then you have to look at, all right, what's your spouse doing? What are your friends doing? What are your, what I mean? Like that's the greater good of all of it. If people around us start to lose footing, it doesn't make for a great community, right? People identify with their job. So, when these jobs start to, get cut, or they just miss the opportunity to get upskilled, they're not going to feel great in the times, right? And we kind of see what's happening in the news cycle or just in the world now in 2024. This is kind of the age of Aquarius. So there's a lot of truth coming out right now. And I like to say this is just the Babylon is crumbling right in front of us. So whatever the new iteration of leaders and thought leaders are, this is the time for them in 2025. So you could either, be watching or witnessing these public lynchings, or you can start to position yourselves to say, you know what, we just need better leadership now. And I'm talking about across all industries: music, entertainment, universities, institutions. Time's up.
Yeah.
Time's up. So we could play dumb, we could ignore it. You could let the world shape itself around you, or we have an opportunity to shape the world that we want around us and minimize the noise as they're crumbling right now. Just pay attention to what you're paying attention to. That's it. Just be mindful of what you're paying attention to, because it all is part of our diet. The things we hear, the things we see, they've been socially conditioning us, and we have no clue.
Yeah.
Right? We can just watch people get blown up online and be fine with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like that's where we're at in society right now. So let's reshape this thing. That's it. Let's just reshape this. What else did we have? Yeah, we'll bring we'll drop that information. Ralph, whatever you have, you drop for us. The newsletter is a big thing, staying abreast of situations. So we're going to start to drop a lot more of those press releases. Do we have a press release channel?
Inside AI.
Yep, we have a press release channel. So if you're going to drop any sort of clippings, guys, go right to the press releases. That way we just keep that just there, and then at your leisure, you can jump in. All right. Yeah, guys, just pay attention to the channels. We still don't, for the amount of members that are in here and the amount of people that introduce themselves, we still have some people who are kind of haven't introduced themselves. So just get around and just giving us a little bit. And these aren't the times to be like really closed off, right? Opportunity is going to be there for the ones that actually show up. So clicking the join button is one thing, but actually showing up and engaging in the community is a whole nother thing, because you don't know who's in here. So when you start to post that holistic stuff, it could trigger someone else who has an idea that then, you guys can connect on that. So build your social media profile. Champ showed you in the start here of how to update your information. You don't need your cell phone and personal email, but social media, ways to connect. That's what we're here for. We're not here to just hoard information and I don't want to keep repeating myself. Hope you guys enjoyed breakfast this morning. And this will kind of be a segment that I just want to keep to, where we just kick it with each other. It won't always be a product dropping. Right now we're ramping up, but I think more of the conversations will be geared towards, the news cycle, and we'll give you the topic points ahead of time to just be informed. As I start looking at the introduce here, that's what I'm focusing on first. So if you don't put your information in there, you kind of don't have a say in much, right? Because we don't know what you're thinking. So the healthcare is a big one for us, Ruth. I'm going to continue to lean on you guys. I don't work in these fields, so I tend to know more about the field than the people that actually are giving their time there, and that's a problem. So you know, I'll share the information and I'll put together easy to follow courses. But at the end of the day, this is why AI is going to, people who use AI are going to replace people who don't use AI. Because you could either be on these calls or you could just be off today, happy as hell that it's Saturday. So I'm not taking this, you know, lightly. Thank you guys for joining us on a Saturday morning. And I don't know what time zones you guys are on, but it's not 11 o'clock everywhere right now.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. And make suggestions. If the time is too early, let's talk about it. You know, if there's days of the weeks that are better, just drop the comment in there. You know, times and stuff. You know, we still want to be mindful, but everything has a recording. So if you can't be on here, just the recording will be up after this.
Absolutely.
Was the link posted? What link?
He was talking about the courses. That's where I was going next. He was talking about the course that Ralph was referring to, the NVIDIA. So Ralph, what I want you to do is he dropped it inside the chat, but Ralph, I want you to come into the AI Visionaries Network.
Wait, but before we do that, guys, I don't want you guys to overwhelm yourself with things that you hear, right? Because you start hearing 100,000 starting at this, you got to get the basics first, right? So Ralph will come in there, he'll drop the information in that he has, but at the end of the day, there's a million courses right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's not FOMO into this. Let's think about what we're doing. Where do you want your future to be? What industry are you in? Is it safe? Right? Because you start getting on these job boards and you're all over the place. You're taking, I'm taking like 9 courses right now. I have the bandwidth to do that, but I wouldn't suggest this to anybody else. So not only am I taking courses, I'm building infrastructure, I'm building an organization, and I'm bringing information back to build teaching products. I'm a bit different type of machine right now. Right? I've been a chat box since the beginning of time. This ain't for everybody though. Let's simplify this. This is why I started with those early courses, the stuff that Ralph's doing. Remember, you got to remember, Ralph's already in his career. He's being taken on his ride. He's not an entry-level guy looking for a job. So we have to identify who we are coming into AI, and let's come in, you know, organized. Let's come in informed. Let's come in humble, right? Because you think when they have those 10 jobs that are paying $250,000, they looking to check off boxes now. That DEI is dead.
It's gone.
You see what I'm saying? I'm just showing you guys there's a way that we can just kind of build our own table and create opportunity for our own people, right? So yeah, you get picked. You're one of many. This is still what's happening. Ralph, if you're still on here, let us know what the ratio of melanated people or multicultural people is in that organization in comparison to white males.
It's a big disparity. We trying to push for our people to be in those positions right now. I purposely put myself into the Black network community, and I'm trying to put myself on the board so I can be able to, you know, keep pushing those for us. We have a few, but there's not a lot. That's what I'm gonna say. And most of them, like you said before, is Indian people that are in those leadership.
Yeah.
Right.
So
We would call them Asian technically.
yes, exactly.
Right.
So it's a lopsided, but I see a lot of future in my department on us pushing our people so we can be leaders in those positions. So that's why every time I meet with my supervisor, I always tell them my interest into those things that are coming so they can put me in front of those things. So
And they've been putting you in front, right?
yes, and also it's also because I've been very buggy, just digging in based on what we talk about on the AV on your network community, and also what I've been reading. So I even go for it and kind of push things that I see. I say, hey, how about what you guys think about this? And then they go and talk about it themselves. Then they come back and say, oh, the security don't want us to utilize that, but that's a good idea. You can use it on your personal computer and come back with whatever result you have. So.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Ralph, we're gonna do a camera off conversation with you.
Okay.
No recording being posted. And if you make the call, you make the call. It's one of those situations. So we'll put the information out and we'll set the day and time. Let this brother just unload and give us the real information of what's happening on the corporate side. So that's why I say humble yourself, guys, because we have one in here. There's going to be many in here. There's a couple others. They're just not talking yet.
Yeah.
You know? And then we have to be mindful of who comes in this group because the group is free. So we don't know who's in here.
Yeah.
Right. But like I said, we're not doing anything wrong in here. All we're doing is this is nation building right now. And it's multicultural. This is for everybody. You know, we just need to generate a bunch of thinkers around us and people that are going to share and partake in information. And listen, a win for one is a win for all, like I tell you. That's it. Jeremy, special guy right here. Jeremy's actually he was integral, and I know he might not, he wouldn't care if I say the story, but this is how Champ and I met through Jeremy, which the relationship started with my wife. So he's part of the family. So he actually put Champ and I on a call, and that's what got all this started. Jeremy, what you got for us?
What's good?
You.
My God.
How y'all doing?
Great, man. How you
I
feeling?
was trying to make sure I tap in with you. I'm like actually cutting the guard right now, so I was just listening in. Just wanted to, speak real quick.
Okay, big
How y'all
farm.
doing?
You got a riding lawnmower for those acres?
Yeah, we got one out here. We're using that one right now, a little zero turn. So yeah, I'm just doing some weed whacking. But just tapping in while y'all was on the call. Everybody good though?
Everybody's good.
Yeah. So yeah, just putting the work in. You can see right there.
See that beautiful land out there?
Yeah.
This is in Mississippi. My brother's off grid. Not so much off grid, but just
out the way.
Living right now.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to do, man. Just give y'all my blessings. I don't know who in the chat. Salam alaikum. Ashe. Allah for y'all. Peace to y'all. So that's all I wanted, man.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
Love you
too, bro.
That's what it's about, guys. That's what it's about. It's a big world out here, we're gonna get caught up in this digital space. I just tell people, like, if it's here to save us time, let's not utilize the time to like add more work to our plate.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion. You don't want to burn yourself out. That computer is going to be open 24/7. There's no way we can keep up with the immense amount of opportunities that are out there. So we're going to have calls on mindset. We have a mindset mastery course coming out, small group at a time. That's going to be a good one to put things in perspective. We're on a whirlwind right now. So you have to be in top mental shape, top physical shape. That's where we're at right now. Wayne, what you got? And we're closing out with that. So that way we're 1 hour hard stop.
Hello. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
No doubt. So I'm doing a whole bunch of running around, but I heard people sharing, and I didn't know if this was a place for it, but I figure why not? So I know with the whole AI thing, like I've been trying to figure out how to work it in my industry, and I've been listening to. I was telling, Steve chimed in. I mean, not Steve. Champ was chimed in and telling me about it, or I mentioned it to him. I've been listening to a podcast, and every time I'm listening to this podcast, like it puts me in this mindset, and I start getting ideas. And I've come up with like 5 ideas already that I know is going to be like revolutionary for my industry. And I'm just like, this is where it's at. Like, y'all got this group here, and now it's just like, I want to actually introduce that to the group to just have, because I feel like if that's what it's doing for me, if somebody else is listening to this podcast, they might put them in the same mindset and give them ideas. And if, like you said, it's a community, if we all sharing and things like that get around, everybody benefits.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, so drop that inside a general chat.
Okay.
So guys, we encourage you to go out and look for other things, right? Other communities and bring back information, what you like, what you didn't like. Because we're new, so we're still looking to grow. Mm-hmm. We're going to start having our own podcast segment where we talk about things that are culture related to AI. But I'm all par for just supporting everybody who's making the push to educate in this arena. So please, yeah, definitely share that podcast with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is important too, because I mean, at the end of the day, Steve is a big advocate for, making sure that we have proper representation. So, I mean, we can't have that if people aren't having ideas sparked, new ideas, and actually executing on the things that they're learning. So that is super important. Like the power of community and information it transcends all things. So we need that. So we definitely need that. Make sure you guys are dropping the info in there. I want to piggyback off something that we're about to wrap this up, but I want to piggyback off something that was mentioned earlier on the call. Today, I had to go to hospital for my finger got infected. As I was checking in, there was two ladies there, nice, took care of everything. Everything was pretty much automated, so they had all my information. When it was time to leave, I was rushed out of there so fast. They didn't even tell me how to apply certain things, the bandages I needed, the topical stuff, what my medication I needed, none of it. And that just goes to tell you what Ralph mentioned earlier on the call. They're buying companies that are literally eliminating the personnel. So when we say this is literally impacting everybody's life in some shape, form, or fashion, this is really happening. So just be mindful and understand why you're here and never lose sight of that. That's all I wanted to say on that one.
And guys, some of the biggest reasons why this technology is taking over a space like healthcare is because, and Ruth, you could agree or disagree, but this is just from what I see. It is impersonal when I go to these doctor offices, right? My doctor, he's been beefing with me about taking a COVID shot like for the last 4 years. I'm like, bro, is this still happening? Like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I have some incredible nurses that come in that kind of rock out before he comes, and they're usually and they take their time with you, and they're like, don't listen to the, I mean, that's how they talk before the doctors come in. So then there's this whole fight between like the private sector and then the public sector. So I met a nurse the other day. The last time I had my physical, she was coming from the public sector, but she was like, listen, the pay is a little funny on that side, but she was like, the care is better. I mean, on the private side.
The private side.
Right. So she came to the public side for the benefits and things like that. But she was like, the way they handled everything the last 4 years is totally different. So we don't even know that there's like multiple health systems within the healthcare industry. Right. But and I knew a doctor who I did business with before, and he would tell me, he gave me the metrics. And this was even before I could even process this. He's like, listen, we got X amount of minutes to run people through these doors to keep this business going on a daily basis. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's why this technology can give that extra boost of whatever. And then when you're looking at the person that's there, it's not, you won't even know if they're real or fake, but you know that Champ doesn't have to leave an urgent care and not have the proper instructions because they needed to get him out of there. That ain't it. And these urgent cares are popping up all over the place the last decade. And I've never been to one, but I can only imagine what they're put there for, because it's really just to cut down the time on the emergency room that doesn't really need to keep you there for 9 hours.
Absolutely.
So that healthcare industry does need a change. No one has time to be like in a hospital all day because of old systems or shortages of employees. Like we've heard it all. And at the end of the day, it's life and death when people walk in there. So what are we doing right now? So that's why I err on the side of just preventative medicine. You know what I'm saying? My medicine cabinet is here in my house in the morning. It's outside when I ground. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to going to doctors. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you that it doesn't feel personal anymore. They almost don't even want to like when I didn't get the shot, he's like, you people are making this hard. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Keep your mask on. Whatever. Like, all right. But we could talk all day about this. So we're going to have some healthcare talk. Ruth, if you want to bring some of your colleagues in on this, I'm going to have you guys running the show. I can't give you authentic feedback from the ground level of working. So this is why I need you guys in on this. Yeah, I can collect the data all I want, but shit, you got to work in it every day. You see it from that vantage. We need that information. That's going to help me better tool things together. Or I might hear something that Ruth says that sparks another idea. And listen, I'm here to just, I'm an idea generator, but I'm here to give you guys those ideas to go. I'm not that guy that's gonna whatever. You see the amount of stuff that we're just leading with. Just here, take this. Let's get caught up to speed.
Yeah.
So this is we'll take Fabi last but not least, and this is Fabi's like my little cousin. I'm still gonna call her that to the beginning of time. I don't care how old she gets or how big her family is growing.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. Good morning.
What's going on, Bobby?
Listen, a lot of people didn't hear this. We have a new group, so that story of the position you're in right now and how it even came about. If you give like a short version of that after you,
yeah, for sure.
I think that's always a great one.
Yeah, no, it totally lines up. You know, I'm a graphic and web designer. I've been designing as young as 11. I started really young in computer design, and just took the whole path through high school all the way to college. And I kind of was working corporate and then dipped off, did some solo, and then decided to, you know, go back a little bit to the corporate side. And I got a really cool job as a senior graphic and brand designer with a med tech company. And I always tell the story that one of the things that I truly believe got me the position was, you know, I shared with the company my ideas for them as far as like leading into Web3, metaverse, implementing AI into, you know, the med tech device that we sell. And like immediately the conversation like shift from my portfolio to that. And I just swear that, you know, learning that with Skyton Academy, that definitely put me ahead of all the other candidates. And so why I raised my hand was to show like how right now our company is having a conversation. You know, we have a new board member who's really, I'm super excited about this guy. He's joining our board. We can't announce it yet, but this man is like all in with AI. And like we had a brief meet and greet with him, and he's like, so we sell a device that treats migraine. It uses neuromodulation technology. So you put it on your forehead. It's a really cool device. It's called Cephaly. I encourage anyone who suffers from migraine to check it out, especially if we're all venturing into, you know, the holistic world, you know, drug-free treatment. And so this gentleman that's on the board, he's like, he came in and he immediately was like, what are you guys doing with AI? And I'm sitting back there because I'm like, okay, I'm just here as the brand designer, but I just wanted to jump in. And as he started talking, he's like, you know, do we know how doctors are literally looking for ways to just get rid of these patients? They come in every other week, like, my head hurts. And it's like pills after pills after pills. Yet we have this device that is drug-free. And we also have an app that goes with it to help you track your treatments. But he's like, if you have the app to track your treatment, why are we not, you know, building our own AI bot that will start to, you know, identify the treatments that these people need? The same way they go into the doctor's office and say, well, I'm feeling this and feeling that. Like, we can literally train the bot on the app and set up to for the device to provide the correct treatment that they need. So it's just to show you how the medical space is going to be wild. It's going to be a whole different ball game. Like, if these medical professionals have no knowledge of AI, they're out the door. Like, you can still be a doctor, but if you're able to, you know, train your patient on how to heal themselves with AI, whatever medication they're using or whatever treatments, like, you're way more valuable. And so I just thought that was just super dope to see like this happening. Like, it's like you're not going to need a doctor. This AI bot is going to be your new savior, like, for health. Like, so I encourage everyone to keep pushing with AI. Like, for me as a designer, I know what it leads to, but what I'm eager to learn is how I can sync the two, like that experience of whatever it is they're using in the med space, how it will look after AI, basically.
And how valuable would that skill be for you in that organization you're in right now?
Super valuable, especially if they're looking to, you know, bring their brand into the metaverse. Like, just creating, again, these experiences for the user. And, me being able to learn about the sensitivities of migraine sufferers when it comes to visuals. So design and stuff, how can I align that for them through the app? Again, through, if they create a digital space for migraine sufferers to consult with doctors, like me being able to translate all of that. It's cool.
Oh man, love it. It's a good way to take us out. Appreciate you jumping on here too. I know how busy you are.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. One person at a time, guys. Take your time. Let's not FOMO into this. Trust me. Get through the free courses. Ralph is going to come in on an off-camera situation, kind of show us what's happening on a corporate level. I have some other bigwigs coming in. They're a little high level in the way they talk, but it's still all valuable information at the end of the day. And the crazy part is, as I'm pitching the community to other agencies and institutions, they're like, we're all for this, whatever you guys need. You know what I'm saying? So really, for me, if I could find a way to just subsidize this for everybody, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm cool. If they want to come in here, all right, well, what are you offering for all of us to make it make sense? And that's what I'm doing, just so you guys know. Champ, take us out. I just updated the write-up. So this is what we're seeing now. So again, the first 30 people that do the order, you're going to get a 50% coupon for your second order. If you needed to order a second report. And like I said, don't think about yourself in this. Just think about the other people who aren't really paying attention to things. Share your report with others. Yeah, you could take us out. And this will be up soon after too, in case you missed any part of it. And guys, we can't go through every question in the comments, but we tried. So if anything, just bring it back to the discussion and general chat, and we could answer all your questions there.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, this has been AI for Breakfast. Thank you guys for being a part of the AI Visionaries Network. We appreciate you guys' time, and we will definitely continue to make these calls happen for everybody. Today, we went over the AI report, the AI job impact report. That information will be available to you guys inside the AI Visionaries Network, and the link will be provided below in the description. All right. Thank you guys again. We'll see you on the next one.